I'm Toyin Okunuga. How are you guys? Yep, I have started my Roar event, and it's explosive. It will be. And today I want to talk to you about the origin of that roar. So some of you might know me, some of you might not. But everything stems from my story. My why is my story through and through. And I am back on board. So hush to roar. That's this channel. And everything I talk about is about healing from childhood trauma. And yes, it is an internal work, but at some point we need to come out to roar. Because that is the test for you to know that you have indeed healed. Because we know from what's going on in the media, the court trials and everything, that people bleed on others. And that's what I help others do today. So primarily my forte in this season is Roar. And that is an event in October which I will be helping those who have undergone adverse childhood experiences, specifically childhood sexual abuse. And this is a huge topic, and though the term sexual abuse is in there, yes, for any triggering, yeah, please note that I won't be going deep into the actual event itself. I want to say how you can heal from it, how I healed from it, from my book Hush to Roar. If you haven't got your copy, go to Amazon to get it, and it says everything, all the different experiences I had as a child and what it resulted in and how I healed from it. So today it's making a pledge for you to kindly support this course, where I am looking to raise £50,000 for the event in October, and there's a link below, and there'll be music. It's artistic. So I'm a trauma-informed specialist and a transformational speaker. I base it on somatic healing. So my teaching is more of felt sense. What is your body telling you? I've run an array of projects within my community. I've been sponsored by very huge organizations, because what I base the healing on is felt sense. In other words, we have to listen more to our body, because at some point, again, just going back to the main healing aspect, as a child, when you get abused, there are different types of, should I say, primitive amygdala, flight, fright, freeze and fawn types of characteristics you get into. And all those, in a nutshell, means that you're leaving your body and you do more of the thinking than you do of the feeling. And you can't feel your way out of it unless you feel your way. And what I mean by that is, you think, oh yes, I've done it and I've gone. No, most of the time we're thinking our way out of it, but we're meant to feel. You've got to feel it. And part of what I'm doing with the clients I work with is saying, get a really good trauma-informed specialist who will help you get to your self-awareness in a safe environment. And in October, that's exactly what we'll be doing. But it's more of taking people from the survival mode into the thriving mode, because many a times when that happens, sexual abuse is one of the most horrific acts of human survive society today. Because what it does is, it's not just what the actual event, it's the imprint it leaves on our soul. That is really what trauma is. It's not the event in itself, because the event would have passed, but you are still in your past. And that's what I was in for so long, until I had to start feeling things. I had to get a lot of help. I had to invest in myself to heal holistically so I would not bleed on others. And that's where I am today. And the main thing I help people through is to say you need to have a daily ritual. So your non-negotiables should be the first things you do in the morning, because that is where you have to unlearn and relearn good habit stacking in your life. Because everything we've done as a child and as we've grown up, there are experiences that we've learned. There are learned habits that become ingrained in our subconsciousness. So we need to now get those habits out of stuckness, or to say that you are not safe, and say now that you're an adult you are safe, you have got your power back. But you have to be intentional to remove those habits of saying things to yourself that you're not worthy because of that abuse, which is a lie, a lie, a lie. I often say that our thoughts often lie to us, but our body does not. So it's now retelling yourself a good story about yourself. And this is not positive affirmation. It's really just to let you know that what happened to you then is still an imprint of what is pushing you to be your future. But in October, it will be explosive. I'm going to read a letter from the person who abused me as a child. I'll read it in parts. But also I'll explain what the effect of sexual abuse is on the body, because I've done a lot of psychology courses, I've done a lot of childhood maltreatment certifications, and I've sort of like immersed myself into learning, into research, into scientific articles, to know about the brain, what really happens to the brain of a child. If you see my other Hush to Raw videos, you see that everything I base it on is not just my story, so I don't just project. I am quite versed in the scientific papers of those well-seasoned people who have taken time to say that it's the body that keeps the score. Yes, Bessel van der Kolk is the father of trauma, as you know. I've met him in person and we had a very good discussion. So everything is around healing the body, but taking out, it's healing the nervous system, because anything that's not good for your nervous system is not good for you. But I'm not going to go right into everything we'll do in October. Today is just an intro into me pleading with you to kindly support this course and making a financial donation for the October event that I'll be inviting survivors of childhood sexual abuse, but also the families of people who might know of CSA survivors, childhood sexual abuse survivors. They might be married to one, because all of these have an adverse effect on the whole family and the people around you if you don't heal from your trauma, specifically sexual abuse. There's something that's quite extraordinary about all abuses, but when it comes to sexual, there's something quite different. Now, all abuses are horrific, but when it comes to the sexual one, it's almost spiritual, because it's an invasion of your own body and you see yourself differently after it. So I won't go right into it here, but on the day there'll be a lot of things that I will say that we need to do, and everything is art. So I'm an artistic, action-based, trauma-informed specialist. I help people take their fears all the way down to the theatre, where we act out all the pain and the horror. So there's this saying and I believe it to be true too, to say fiction lies to us in the most honest way. And that's what acting does. So we can now act out something that has been horrific and you cry, but internally it's true to you. So I've been to the theatre and I've acted out some elements of Hush to Roar, and it was amazing because it was like I was reliving it, but I'd healed from it. And I still cried, but it was very cathartic, and that's the area that I'll be taking you through in October. I'm going to have professionals from different organizations, scientists who will come and talk to us about how we can eradicate this, and if we don't, how it's going to affect our children in the future. Because this thing is not like prevention is better than cure. No, it's like almost if you don't embed yourself into healing, it's like there's no cure, because it's a daily activity where you have to unlearn and relearn, creates healthy boundaries. I still bounce back and forth to create boundaries within family and friends, and it's a tough one. But now that I stay in my personal development, I want to teach others how to get back to themselves. So yeah, that's it from me today. I just implore you, please click on the link so that you can support this course that is long overdue and it's not going anywhere. Because why? Even as of today, 1 in 4 girls get sexually abused before the age of 18, and they say 1 in 6 boys get sexually abused before they're 18. But I beg to differ. I think the number is not adequate, because I'm not amongst that statistic, because I didn't tell anyone, and a lot of people are like that because it's a silent killer, and we need to get it out. We need to help children get the tools to know how to speak up for themselves, so that they don't get into the freeze mode that I got into when I was being abused. So guys, please help see this course be a success, and click on the link to kindly support getting that realization of raw come to life. Thank you. And yes, my tagline is, remember your inner child, it has a voice, don't suppress it, let it roar. But how are we going to roar? We're going to roar through art. Roar Through Art is my CIC, my community interest company that I have, and I help people through different art modalities, because art is the way. I draw, I write, I sing, we dance, and we do it in a way that makes us healing through the body. Why? Because we need to remove all the undischarged energy that got stuck in the body. We need to dance it out. We need to sing it out. We need to cry it out. So guys, that's why you need to help us with this event, because it's going to be a yearly event, and more people are just going to be coming just for education, so that you understand the people around you. You don't necessarily have to have been abused, hopefully not, but just because you want to understand those people who have been, and what we're not sort of like justifying or trying to negate what's happened to us by giving ourselves excuses, but just have an understanding. So instead of being critical, you can be curious. So I love you guys, and yes, this is your girl Toyin, and I'm back on my Hush to Roar YouTube video, and please support me by clicking the link and going to the crowdfunder to make a little donation for this. I'm so excited, and I'll keep you posted. Thank you very much.